Hello, everyone. So I'm here with Andy Tuanda, my cousin who's now based in London. And we talked about this topic called surge capacity. Okay, so let me read what surge capacity actually means. It's um it's basically how we all adapted to this new thing that happened to us in March, April, and May, but we're somehow depleted, you know. It's surge capacity is a collection of adaptive systems, mental and physical, that humans draw on for short-term survival in acutely stressful situations. But pandemics are different. The disaster itself stretches out indefinitely. And well, it's October here in Manila, and things aren't really back to normal. I mean, it feels kind of normal, but it's not. It's not how it was in Jan or Feb. Definitely not how life was in 2019. So, I mean, how's your life like right now?
Okay, so here in London, coming from Manila and hearing all the stories from friends and family about the situation in Manila, it's definitely very different here in London. When lockdown was announced, everything was still a little bit vague. They weren't in the beginning, they weren't even requiring masks. Some people were starting to wear them, but it wasn't like a requirement. Bus services were reduced. You know, they people weren't encouraged to go to work if they didn't have to go, but it was like, oh, you can exercise outside if you want, or don't if you don't have. It was just really vague and strange. And I mean, like we talked about earlier, people in London can still travel to other parts of Europe,
Yeah,
you
good
know.
for you. Here,
um
you can't do anything.
Yeah, so it's not so restricted in that way. However, um, on a personal level, I really don't go out unless it's to see small groups of friends and do my shopping in the grocery. I wouldn't go to a mall. Definitely, I'll try to avoid. Now it's better. Like going on the tube is okay because everyone has to wear a mask now, but um, yeah, it's not like in Manila where I think if you're in Manila and they see you not wearing a mask, they'll probably catch you or something. Here,
You're
I've never
super
seen any.
judged here. You're super judged without a mask or a face shield.
Here some people, there are a few people who don't wear it, like, and I've never seen a cop go up to someone and fine them or or reprimand them, So I don't even know if that really happens or they're just saying it will if you don't wear a mask
Yeah.
because, but yeah, I follow the rules just to respect, everyone else. Um, and yeah, just for my own protection and for the protection of the vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is, I would say, very different from in Manila.
And I
Definitely.
super envy you guys. But not the whole Philippines is like how Manila is. I have friends in
Mm.
Palawan who live like freely. Their lives in Palawan seem super normal. Or even people in Dumaguete, their lives are super normal. But I think that everyone has a story or an experience to share about this year. So I'm going to ask you some questions and, just so that you can share how your year has been, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, we're now in October, but how would you describe yourself and your state of being in the beginning of this pandemic? Like, were you panicking? Were you paranoid? Like, where was your headspace in March and April?
Okay. So in the beginning of the pandemic, um, I was still in a state of like, I don't know anyone who's gotten it, so it wasn't really that like. I was like, how can this be this deadly, right? I was questioning the in the beginning. I was questioning the severity of the of COVID, right? I was like, wow, is this really what they're saying it is? Is it just the media? And then, I was pretty relaxed, and I was, of course, willing to abide by all the rules, right? If lockdown, stay home, buy what you need for the house. But I'd never got into like panic buying. I wasn't one of those people who bought all the toilet paper, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Chibatabo in London.
Yeah. I was pretty chill about it. I was pretty chill about the whole thing. I mean, I bought a few canned goods, yeah, but I didn't go crazy, but I wasn't panic buying. And I mean, my work suspended because it's a restaurant. So I knew for at least 3 months that I wasn't going to be working. Okay. And so immediately I got into the mode of, okay, let's how do you call it, amplify the routine that I already have, because I'm one of those people that really does have a routine in the
Yeah.
morning.
To the city.
But I mean, I really like made it a point to kind of, okay, do those self-care things in the morning to kind of make my day, I guess, start better, just to set the tone for the rest of the day. So I got my routine in check, and I was just like focusing on being relaxed. I was getting as much sun as I could
Mhm.
because the sun was still out. Here
Yeah.
it's getting gloomy now. But at the time it was summer. It was summer here
Yeah.
in London. So we still had some really sunny days. So I was trying to get my vitamin D, do everything I could to keep my immunity up, because you never know. And I would I would connect with friends and family as much as even with you sometimes on Zoom, diba?
Yeah.
Hannah, we were trying to communicate over text, and just, I guess, like beefing up also my PR for Breathe Easy. So those were the things that kind of really kept me busy
Yeah.
and sort of productive. Yeah.
My state of mind in the beginning was like, oh my god, I resigned from my job, so this is a real
Mm.
vacation. And I super enjoyed the vacation. I was working out all the time. I think I was just like, yes, this is like the quantum leap I needed and all that. But that didn't last forever. I think like around end of May, I was just like, oh my god, I'm so done with this. Like, what's next, right? But
Yes.
well, I mean, I still don't know what's next exactly, but I have direction now, right? But how did you think you adapted to what was happening to you in your world because of the pandemic? So aside from the rituals in the morning, how did you adapt in other ways?
So, definitely staying in touch with, like having weekly calls with my family, knowing that they were okay. Um, and
Yeah, because you
yeah,
guys
like
are
like I
super
said,
scattered.
yeah, we're all. I mean, my mom is in another country. My brother's here, but my sister is also in another country. So it's kind of like you have to, sync your schedules and make time to really check up on each other and update each other. And also, like, it was funny because my mom's in um, Amman, my
Mhm.
sister's in Spain, and my brother and I are here. So all the lockdown situations were sort of different and
Yeah,
evolving differently. So it was interesting to, and then I have you guys in Manila, so I was kind of seeing it in different, well, I'm sure everyone to a certain extent was, because everyone has family everywhere. But yeah, so staying connected with family and friends definitely was one of the ways that I had to like adapt and cope with this situation. And then also, I had to adapt to. I had to kind of get used to, preparing healthy and nourishing meals because I was working in a restaurant, so a lot of my meals were being they were we were being fed at work. So now it was like you really have to take care of the household and cook healthy meals for you and whoever you're living with, and that to me also is like a relaxing activity. So I enjoyed that a lot. And then definitely movement every day was a way for that really helped me cope with all of this. So I made it a point to either do yoga or to work out with Paul, who does martial arts, or even just body weights, just to kind of get my body moving. And yeah, I think those are the three most powerful things that helped me adapt and cope during this time.
Well, I have to admit that mine wasn't all wholesome because, like, March and April, I think I drank the most that I ever drank because, I mean, well, I was going through a tough time, and parang that was my way of like forgetting my feelings. You know, it's like, okay, is it early enough or late enough? 11 a.m. So I'll have a glass of rosé. Parang, but well, I snapped out of that because after a while you realize, oh my God, it's not spring break anymore. Like this is not going to end. I don't see the light in the tunnel yet. At least in the Philippines, diba? But yeah, I mean, I think I drank a lot. March, April, in my mind it was like, well, I resigned, this is like my vacation, I deserve this, but in the end I'm like, okay, this has to stop. I can't be drinking like all the
I also did, Ronan. I also did. Like, I mean, so a lot of, connecting with friends also like was like, oh, let's have a drink or whatever. I
time.
mean, yeah, it wasn't todo. It wasn't todohan, but it was, I had my fair share of, yeah. So definitely, I can relate to that as well. So on some days, I needed like a parang chill out with some alcohol.
Telling you the alcohol industry, they didn't lose money in this pandemic. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Diba?
No way. No way.
They're like that one industry that like made money because people are just like, well, what are we gonna do at home? It's like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Okay, let's pop up that beer, diba? Right?
Yeah.
Ayun ako.
Yeah.
But here we are drinking tea. What are you drinking?
And this is water naman. So I just finished my cup of cacao, which I just learned is also like it perks you up, but it's also like a calming and warming drink. That's a good substitute for coffee. So,
Well, okay, cacao. But then how do you make that?
so the one that I made is so the mixture I have is cacao and reishi. Reishi is a mushroom. It's a calming mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mixture, a blend of that, and I put a bit of cinnamon, and then I have it with coconut milk, not the canned coconut milk, the the actual coconut milk in the carton. So it's quite nice.
But
And
you
then
use
I
blender.
make no, I just use like a hand whisk, like a
Okay,
small one,
yeah.
to kind of just dissolve it, and then
Nice naman. Ako, coffee lang. Coffee will make my morning already. And I really realize when I don't drink coffee, oh my God, my head just floats the whole day. And people are saying like, just don't drink coffee. But I'm just like, how? I'm gonna be a bitch for like a week or 2 weeks. I don't think I can handle it. But I mean, I'll try at some point. But I don't know. I'm not ready for that. So okay, we're talking about adapting, right? And I have to say that there are many people who are adapting to this whole new way of life in different ways. Like I have friends who don't go out at all. Like they're super duper scared to go out. If they go out, hanggang grocery lang or whatever. But I mean, I have to respect that, diba? I have to respect everyone's comfort level, diba? But do you have friends in London that are just like, well, no, Andy, I can't go see you because it's not safe. I mean, do you have people like that? Because oh my God, in Manila, there's so many people that are not ready. They're just not ready.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Here, no. I don't think I have a friend who has said no, I can't hang out because of what's going on, right? Although this is just someone connected to me, like so most of Paul's students come in to do one-on-one sessions in the house, right? And most of them are fine with it. But one of them had to say that he can't train. And mind you, this guy bought 10 sessions at the beginning of the pandemic. He bought 10 sessions from
Yeah,
Paul. And he hasn't even started taking them because his partner is vulnerable. So I'm sure that there are some people who
yeah,
maybe live with their grandparents or live with their parents who are really, really careful. But aside from those people, I don't. So I've only know two who are like that, but the rest are pretty relaxed.
yeah.
So
In Manila, I feel like there are a lot more people that are super scared to go out. But I just have to respect, how they feel about the situation, diba? But
yeah,
I'm not in the same situation as them. But I don't
yeah,
think they take it against me that I go out, I already dine out. I, try to go different places because honestly, me, I'm an extrovert. I know you're kind of an introvert. So you're happy being
well,
home.
yeah, I don't mind staying home. Yeah, I don't mind it. So it wasn't really hard for me to adapt. I didn't really have to adapt in that way. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I will go out to a gig or like to see some friends or whatever, but it's not something that I need to do often. So
yeah. Well, me, I'm an extrovert. So like I really look for like
yeah,
people socializing, talking about different topics. But I mean, I also choose who I hang out with and who I see. Diba? I'm not gonna be so reckless. Besides, I don't miss going to the mall. Even before COVID, I wasn't like such a mall goer or a club goer. So
mm,
places like that for me, I'm like, I don't care if I never go back to them. Like seriously, diba?
yeah,
Diba? I just wanna like hang out in my house actually, but with more people. But because of
right, right.
social distancing, you can't have so many people also. But
Mm-mm.
there are other people that adapt talaga in different ways. And that brings me to my question about surge capacity because like those that haven't left their homes or their vicinities, does that mean like their surge capacity hasn't been depleted or they're just stronger mentally and I'm weaker mentally? I mean, I think about those things. I mean, what can you say about that?
Mm, not really. Like reading the article made a lot of sense because I'm sure that this whole surge capacity thing is being more felt by those people who were living really productive lives. You know, the people who were, yes, exactly. So the people who really had like busy schedules every day, their diaries were full. I mean, like, and aside from working, they had their working out and, certain things that they had to do every day. And they barely even had a weekend to rest, right? These people, I think, are the ones that are feeling this the most,
Yeah,
probably. I mean, and also the people who can't sit still with themselves, because I'm sure a lot of people have discovered that about themselves from being in lockdown, that they have a difficult time just kind of resting and, being okay with not doing anything, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I guess I'm the type that I have to be productive or always have something I need to do. But I mean, I enjoy the sweetness of doing nothing also. But if I'm just
mm-mm,
doing nothing for like 7 days straight, it's not so sweet anymore at the end of the day, diba?
mm-mm.
But I did so many things in the last 7 months. I joined an online retreat. I think I joined two online retreats. I joined an Ashtanga program, which lasted like a month. I did so many things. I had so many online Buhay events. But that's just me because I just love planning things.
That's amazing.
I'm like a born coordinator of events, diba? But I should be grateful still, but I don't know. That's just me, I guess, and that's why this surge capacity
I
argument.
feel I feel like what like people who got the opportunity to do what you've been doing, it's like it's so great because it's like you're planting seeds for when things actually become more normal. I'm not saying it's going to be completely 100% back to normal, but all these workshops that you're taking, you're building your knowledge, you're still having these activities for Buhay. It's kind of like you're cultivating something to grow, which is really good. Like, I don't know.
And going back to adapting, actually, forming a community is my way of adapting. So, the you were saying like we're learning so much about ourselves during this year, and so I'm learning that building communities or being part of a community is part of my way to adapt. Because parang, I don't know I mean, I enjoy being alone. I enjoy being like in my room, maybe for 2 hours. But after a while, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to talk to someone. I need to share my thoughts with someone. And I don't know if you're anything like that, but I'm definitely like that.
Well, I'm lucky because I also always have Paul here. I mean, he's pretty open to hearing my thoughts. Even, I mean, yeah, when I need to share my thoughts, like I'll tell him. But yeah,
Don't you do his
but a
classes?
lot of the time, yeah. Sorry,
You don't do his classes with him?
I do a couple, but lately I've been doing. He's been training me with kickboxing, which is, when you see people doing it, it doesn't look that hard. But
But it
then when you try kickboxing, oh my gosh, it is so, like you will get so sore
sample
the
ko na
next day.
ngayon.
It's so wow.
Sige, sample.
Like it's so no I can't. No, I can't. I can't. I
Okay.
need him to get beside me.
Have you had an argument
Have you
with
had an argument
someone
with
who are
someone
adapting to
who
this
are adapting to
whole
this
way of life in ways so different from
in ways so
yours?
different from yours?
Because I surely have had arguments with my mom.
Luckily, no. Luckily, no. I mean, I from the very beginning knew that a lot of like everyone would be taking this differently. So I kind of like just just set that in my mind, and I already told myself, you're gonna have to adapt to that, right? You're gonna have to adapt to how other people are handling this.
Yeah.
So just be chill. Just be chill. Even though it's hard, try to be chill, and yeah, don't judge them. That's what I told myself.
Well, I
That's what I
think
told myself.
honestly,
Unless,
I
but you know what?
go ahead.
If someone attacked me for the way I was handling, for example, the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I would have definitely had a, you know, given them a piece of my mind. Definitely. Luckily, no one attacked me or told me, "Oh, you're being sungkapante" or something like that. No one attacked me or judged me for how I was dealing with the pandemic. So I didn't have to kind of, you know, defend myself or, set boundaries. Luckily.
My arguments with my
But my
mom is more
arguments with my
about
mom
like her
about
just
like
getting out,
her
getting
just getting
sunshine,
out, getting
just moving more.
sunshine, just
Because
moving more.
you know, it
Just
for me, I really think everyone has
for me,
to
I really think
make an
everyone
effort
has
to boost their
make
immunity,
an
right?
effort to boost
But
their immunity.
well, my mom can't
Yes.
be told anything.
Your
So,
mom can't do
but
anything.
aside from that, I haven't really
But
had a bad
aside from
argument.
that, I haven't really had a bad argument.
I mean, you want the
Oh, that's
best for
good.
your mom,
I
diba?
mean, you want the best for your mom, diba? Yeah, of course, of course. I
Yeah,
mean, and they're older. Yeah, you just want them to be okay. You know.
yeah. And I don't think
Yeah.
she gets sunlight, which
And I
is
don't
like
think she
free,
gets
and
sunlight,
just go out
which
of the
is like
house.
free and go out of the house.
But it's my
So
mom.
the whole time she hasn't
But
gone out.
no, well, she goes to my Lola's house, which is in the
When
same
she goes
village,
to
and
my
she
Lola's
buys
house,
food
which is in the
from
same
neighbors
village,
in the
and then
same
she buys
village. But like,
from
I've
neighbors.
told her, let's have lunch in
Okay.
BGC or
I've told
whatever.
her,
She
let's have
really
lunch in
won't go
BGC
out
or
of her
whatever.
village.
Really go out of the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how she is. So,
Yeah. That's how she is. So
well, that's how she's adapting. But like you said, we have
that's
to
how she's
not
adapting. But
judge.
like you said,
We
we
can't
have
just,
to
we just have to
not judge.
respect the
Yeah,
boundaries.
we just have to. But I guess I'm lucky in a sense because I don't really have to worry about my mom in that way. Um, so I'm sure it's different for everyone.
Yeah,
Dealing and worrying about their parents. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I know a lot of
Like
people that they don't post on Instagram or Facebook where they go because they're so scared of all this judgment. I mean, there's
Right.
so much
Right.
judgment here. Is there judgment there in London? Is it?
London is a big place. Coming from Manila, where everyone knows everyone, it's different. And
Yeah.
I hope no one gets offended if they hear this, but people in Manila talk a
No.
lot.
Just say
You know,
that. People should know it. I mean, hello.
Manila, Manila's too small for its own good. You know, and of course, people are paranoid that if they post something on social media, other people are gonna talk about it. Other people are gonna, yeah, make chismes about it, and I totally understand that. I mean, a lot of people have had to censor, you know, their gatherings.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've noticed it on online. And yeah, I understand it. I,
But it's
especially in Manila.
crazy. There's so much judgment. And ay, nako. Well, even if it wasn't
Well,
for COVID, there's still judgment about every other topic. Right? That's just our culture,
Mm-mm.
which I hate,
Which
actually.
I hate.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's
Yeah.
probably, you get less of
That's
that
probably you get
judgment
some
culture
that
there in
judgment
London too.
culture there. Yeah, I'm lucky because I mean, yeah, some people know me, but most people don't. So, and London is huge. Yeah, you'll find some connections here and there, but they're still far, like people aren't gonna, not a lot of people care about what you're doing. They don't make
Yeah.
a big deal about it.
I wonder
You
when
know,
Manila will ever become like
I
that.
wonder when Manila will ever become
Diba?
that. I know, right?
If there's one thing that you always
This one
reminds
thing
me
that
of
you
was
always remind.
Everyone's always gonna say something. You just don't listen, which
Yeah,
is
that's very good
really true,
advice. That's very good advice.
diba?
You know.
Ay, nako. But yeah, this whole COVID thing, people are just so ashamed to just being out and ay, nako.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are learning a lot about themselves, you know, in this whole situation. Like they're having to behave in certain ways where, yeah, and that's their way of adapting. Going back to your question, like
Yeah.
that's how I observe people are adapting. You know, they're having to censor what they do
Mhm.
when on a normal day without a pandemic, they're constantly posting things online,
Yeah.
uncensored, right? So it has exposed a lot of things about ourselves and about other people and about humans in general.
Yeah. I think we've used the word adapt so much in the last 30 minutes or so in this recording, but I think it's really apt to use the word adapt because that's what we're all doing. We're all just adapting to like the rules of our government. What what can we do? Who can we see? Diba? And not just that. I mean, not all of us, I think, are earning less money. So we have to adapt to like simpler lifestyles also, diba?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And honestly, that gives me anxiety. But maybe that's the universe's way of saying, well, live simply, diba?
Mm-mm. Like I guess just yeah, we've all been living with so much excess, and
Yeah.
now because we're forced to live on tighter budgets and live with less access to, you know um the things we're used to. It's good. It's good. It's teaching us that we actually don't need so much to
Mhm.
survive.
There are days where I don't have ganas talaga to do anything, as in anything. And now that it's raining, it's so hard to get out of bed. But, we have to just start our day and do our errands and all that. But, you know, I mean, I'm sure you have those days where you don't have ganas to do anything at all. And how do you deal with that?
Yep. So 100%, I've been having, especially lately, I've been having days where it's like, it's time to wake up. Um, I'm gonna sleep. Maybe I'll sleep 30 minutes more, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Winter's coming. It's becoming daylight later in the day. So I feel like sometimes my body follows that, which is
What
probably
time is
normal. Your
daylight?
body follows.
Like 10 or
So,
9?
so no, no, no. That's much later in the winter now. But now it's about mga 7:30 is when the sun kind of gives everything light, right? But yeah, especially lately because of this surge capacity that we've been talking about, there have been days where I just feel really unmotivated. And I live with my husband. I don't have kids, but you know, you you know that you have to do certain chores in the house, and you have to just make sure that the household is in check, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's laundry or folding the clothes, because I do all these things now that I live in London. I don't have helpers, and I
Yeah.
cook all our meals. Sometimes Paul helps me with the washing up. Of course, he offers to do other things as well, but I like to do them anyway. I prefer to do them. Maybe that's my control part thing, right? But
Therapeutic also to like cook and do laundry actually.
yeah, it is definitely, and I like things done a certain way, so that I don't get frustrated. I rather just do them myself, right? And how do you call this? I mean, the way I adapt to these days, how I cope with these days is I I really um try to prioritize giving time to myself, even if it's just like 30 minutes on a day where I know I have to do a lot of things, and prioritize all the housework and do things for breathe easy. Like, I make sure that I inject at least 30 minutes to an hour where it's just for me, and these are the days where I think everyone needs it the most. On the days where you feel really unmotivated, you also have to prioritize what is going to make you feel better, right?
Yeah, that's true. But like for example, you and I are not employed anymore, right? Well, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna go back to the restaurant, but for me, I'm not gonna be employed for the longest time. And now I realize it's so much harder to just get up and do what you have to do to make money,
Mm-hmm.
diba? 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
you're not like in an
Mm-hmm.
office with a
When
boss.
you're your own boss.
Yes, yeah. And with Buhay, it's a lot of writing, it's a lot of like conceptualizing, it's a lot of talking and thinking of things to do. And if you don't have ganas or you're not inspired, it just doesn't happen also.
Right.
uh, but I have
I
days
think, and it's also like, Nana, right? On If there wasn't a pandemic, it's easy to change your scenery, right? It's like, okay, I need a change of scenery. I'm gonna go to a Starbucks or something, or a nice
Starbucks,
coffee
badri ka
shop.
naman, Starbucks.
No, no, it's just like it's just relatable for everyone in all the countries, right? But even me, like, when there was no pandemic, I would go to these like really like weird pubs to, like, that have these like old wooden booths where I can sit by myself and like just have a pint of beer while working with my laptop,
Yeah,
because
the
sometimes
environment really
working in the
changes
house,
everything.
right? So
Yeah.
if you're go and we don't have that luxury now,
But
like
in
that
London,
pub that I'm talking about was just a walk away. I could walk there.
but it's closed.
I don't have that now. Yes.
But you
I
have
can't do that
gardens.
now.
You guys have gardens, you have parks.
Yeah, but also the weather is, so there are all these, like, there are hurdles, the biggest hurdle is the pandemic, of course. And when you're working from home, it's like it's easy to be like, nandyan lang yung bed ko, or the kitchen's right there, or whatever it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that's gonna distract you, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
it's even harder to work from home, I think.
yeah, actually, that's a good point that you bring up. I think if I reach like like a mental block when I have to write for Buhay or whatever, I think I should just get out of the house. And lucky for me, I can go to
Mm-hmm.
Polo Club, which is such a luxury versus, a lot of people don't have that
Yes.
luxury, diba?
Yes.
And well, there
Mm.
are a lot of restaurants here that are open already with open air, so I can go, diba? But then the thing about that is that you
Mm-mm.
have to spend for a beer, you have to spend for a coffee,
Mm-mm.
but it does help to change your environment actually. Super.
It
That's a
does.
good point
It
that you
does.
brought up. So where do you
Mm-mm.
go?
So I mean, lately I've just been working here. I mean, now I'm syempre, I'm noticing that, there are the capacity is less, of course. So you have to find the right place to go to. But there are more places that are opening. So it's just about finding that spot where that I can go to. I haven't found one yet where I'm living now, because that pub I'm talking about, I have to tell you, okay, this pub is like one of those pubs that, you can tell that people would make yossi inside before because the smell is still there, and like old drunk people with no teeth go there to like drink beer because
And
the
I'm
beer in
guessing like
pubs are cheap.
dark wood, dark flooring, ganon.
Yeah, Yes, like it's like carpeted and it's all wood. So it's like a really like weird pub to go to. But I don't know. I felt super chill there, and it was just a walk away from where I was living then. So it was a nice place to kind of like just hide, you know.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have to find one near
A
me
good
now.
idea. It is a good idea. I have to find a place that I can like move and work there. There used to be a place in Perea Street in the Gaspi Village, but it's closed now. So many restaurants and cafes are really closed now.
Aww.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's the saddest part, you know. These small coffee shops and had to close. It's really sad.
Well, I mean, it's not zero. We still have some places to go, but that's a good idea. We should really like get out of this four squares that we stay in the whole. Well,
Yes.
I'm not here the whole day, but still, the bar. So, okay,
Mm-mm.
my next question is did okay, actually this question I think you're gonna answer it in a way that you said the question is did you find it hard to form routine in March? But has it changed since March? Because I think you didn't find it hard to form a routine, but has it changed since March?
Mm, slightly. Only slightly. Because honestly, it's this routine that has kept me really grounded all throughout.
Like the oil
So it's
pulling,
something,
the lymphatic
yes,
massages.
yes. The oil pulling. The lymphatic massage I don't do like in the morning, but the oil pulling and my oral care routine in the morning, I do that, and then I make my tea or my matcha or my coffee or my cacao, one of those. I can't drink coffee every day. So I decide what I'm gonna have, and then I sit on my yoga mat, which is facing my plants, my alaga plants. And I
You're a
just sit
planty
with
now.
them. And yeah,
The term is
and I chill with the
the term is
I
so
chill with them lang.
interesting. Because
And that really helps me, you know.
but that takes up like how many hours of your morning?
Just an hour and a half probably.
Well, not bad. 1 hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't include the actual the actual like yoga,
Yeah.
you know. Because when I say sitting on my mat, I'm literally just sitting there, and it's the plants and then the window behind it. So I'm just like looking out the window, like, just that's also my way to like see how the day's gonna be. I can see if it's cloudy or sunny, and then if it's my plant watering day, I water my plants. But that's about an hour and a half, and then I'll do movement stuff
But
and
that's yoga
stretching.
in itself without asana.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Mm.
Because so many
Yeah,
people think that yoga is just asana, but it's not. Diba?
it's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I guess you can say that it is part of my yoga. So, ang tagal naman ng yoga ko, ng yoga practice ko in the morning.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Haba.
It's not a bad thing at
It's
all.
not. It's really not. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, people think yoga is just asana, but no, it's also the breathing, it's also the just even the, different things. Whatever you can do on the mat, you can take it out of the mat. It doesn't have to be asana. But then,
Mhm.
like so
And the
many people,
discipline that you can exercise off the mat is yoga.
yes, exactly. So, where was I? Okay, I'm gonna skip question number 8 because we talked about that already. But number 9 is actually very interesting because what is uncertain in your life right now and how does it make you feel?
Okay.
Because,
So,
well, I'll just,
uncertain. What's uncertain in my life right now?
and how does it
Go
make you
ahead, man.
feel? Well, I'll interject before you answer, huh? Because I think a lot of people,
Okay. Okay.
they're not depressed, but they feel uncertainty. And a lot of people don't like that. That's my case also. Like there's uncertainty about how far can I ride this wave, you know? So, I mean, for me, it's more financial. For other people, it's more like, can they go abroad to be with their fiance or boyfriend? Like our good friend is going to India, diba? Or just so many things, diba? Like,
Mm-hmm.
will they lose their jobs because maybe the companies won't have money na after December? Or I don't know. I mean, what is uncertain for you, and how does that make you feel?
Well, because I lost my job and I'm starting to build a small business, um, and I'm doing everything myself. It's all DIY, you know.
But it's
So,
super galing, I
um,
have to say. Sorry, but super galing. Your branding, the bottling. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just had to say.
thank you, thank you. But it's been like it's just all my energy is going into that right now, and my income from that is not yet stable, you know. So that's one of the things that I can say is uncertain. So definitely, there's a financial aspect to the uncertainty in my life right now. It makes me it makes me feel um, sometimes it makes me feel worried. It makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes because as much as possible, I don't want to worry about finances. You know, I don't want to worry. Period about anything.
Me
But
also.
sometimes you can't help it. You know, it's a norm. It's normal. And I guess um, yeah, I just believe that the energy that I'm putting into the work that I'm doing will pay off eventually. And I just have to really be confident in that and be confident in my abilities to make this baby grow, because right now this is really my baby,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what else is uncertain? You know, it's mostly that, but like, not when am I gonna see my mom again?
Yeah.
When am I gonna see my sister again?
You can just plan to
I miss
fly to
them.
Spain.
Yeah, I can fly to Spain, but even if I can travel, it's weird because I don't know if I want to. It's just I don't know if I want to yet, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Um and yeah, my mom's in lockdown. They're like still in, yeah, they've been going on and off lockdown, like really strict curfew and stuff like that. So, and she's a lot older, so I don't know when I'm gonna see her. So, things like that. And also, like, oh, do I wanna even have kids after the world is like this? It makes me think about things like that, and that's a lot of uncertainty because I'm at an age where I should already, I think, be thinking about whether I want to have kids or not. And um it makes me think about whether I want to bring a child into a world that's like this, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
100%.
it makes me sad or it makes me feel pressured or whatever, but it's just basically a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, this whole thing that's happening to us, it makes us think about so many things about our lives, no? And what's important to us, no? But yeah, I mean, uncertainty, I think, okay, like you mentioned, financials were like your number one uncertainty, right? And it's for everyone, it's really for everyone. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because we're limited to things, we choose what's parang important to us. So, like you said,
Mhm.
you know, you want to see your mom, you want to see your siblings. But do you get to see Jorge there?
I do. Jorge, yeah, but he's working now. He luckily he has his job, so he's been busy
Yeah,
with that. So I don't see him so often, but I can see him if both of our schedules allow it, you know.
yeah. And then you mentioned about having kids. So, see, the things you're
Mm-hmm.
uncertain about are actually very important things, diba?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I think like, oh my God, is this pandemic gonna last forever? Because I'm so tired of thinking about my thoughts and my emotions and my plans and uncertainty. Parang, why can't we just go
Mm-hmm.
back to normal? You know, like last Saturday, it was Punky's wedding reception, right? And there were some LaSalle classmates there. We were just talking about how like our problems before were like, how are you gonna go home from Adrian Aquino's house or like DC's house? And like now it's just like so far away from that. Diba? It's like before, how are you gonna go home from 19 East or like I don't know, like Peligro? I mean, like
Oh my goodness, I miss 19 E's.
in Peligro, diba? And rock radio and Alabang. I mean, life was just
All
about
these
like
great
the
days.
next gig, the next surfing trip, diba? And now it's just like,
Yes.
um, I can't meet up because I have to do errands,
Yeah.
you know? Or like, I
Yeah.
would really love to like go to a gig, but I don't want a dirty bathroom.
Mm-mm.
We've come so
Mm-mm.
far, I
These
swear.
as you get older, I think these things, yeah, the priorities change. Like you want to live in a clean home, you wanna, be able to make your house function 100%. Especially if you're a woman and you're taking care of a household.
No, well, it's
It's
for it
there's
goes for men rin naman.
no, I'm sure it's also for men. But if you're running a house, if you're running a household, even if there's a pandemic, that job continues.
For sure.
And you have to find ways to make it work, you know? So I'm sure that's one of the things that you also had to had to deal with, especially in the beginning where like, you know, supermarkets and you couldn't really not really everything was readily available, you know.
Well, because Pinoys like to panic buy. Well, not just Pinoys, but I think
Yeah.
mga Americans also, diba? Pero, hello, nothing naman really ran out, diba? But anyway, I just feel like the surge capacity and our human nature to sort of deal with emergencies just it's depleted. We're done. We want to move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? Like in June, July, I was already feeding it. I wanted to move on to the next thing. I was like, I'm done with this. Parang, I'm not in emergency mode anymore. So, what's my next thing, 'di ba? So, like for you, I see that, breathe easy is like, it seems to be your next thing. Am I right or not right?
Yeah, I hope so. I really, really hope so. Like I really, really hope so. I mean, this is what I want to be doing this is what I'm doing full time, right? But like this is what I want to be doing. I don't want to go back into hospitality, you know?
Yeah.
But even I saw a friend on the bus the other day and she's been teaching, but she said to me, and this really hit me, like she goes, I thought we'd have hospitality as a fallback forever, but it's not even that anymore. You
Mhm.
can't even say like, oh, if this job doesn't work out, I can always apply for um, a job in a restaurant because times have changed in the
Yeah,
last few months,
industry is like kinda, diba?
and people are holding on to their jobs because they don't wanna, they don't wanna lose their job. So jobs are limited, and yeah,
But
there's
then
a lot of.
during March, April, and May, were you concentrating on Breathe Easy already? Or parang the push was there in
Oh no,
June?
I thought that our restaurant was gonna open up again. The restaurant I was working was open for 15 years. So I thought that it was like a strong foundation, that it was like that nothing could take it down. It was like a yeah, it was like one of the the most popular restaurants in that area of London,
So it's
you know.
permanently closed?
Um yeah, it's permanently closed. So so it makes me also wonder, like, is it the small businesses that can cope better with something like this because they really are on top of their payments, they don't have like back pay, they don't also they don't have so many employees to think
Yeah.
about,
Smaller labor teams. Yeah.
because the teams are bigger, they have, you know the small businesses have smaller teams, so they're able to manage it, but yeah, it was a shocker. I really thought that the restaurant was going to reopen in maybe maximum 6 months. And when they told us that it wasn't going to, I was shocked.
When did they tell you? Like a month ago?
They told us it was the beginning of August, the beginning of end of July or beginning of August.
But you can see that
So
as like
yeah.
a good sign because then it forces you to move on to your next thing, which
Hmm.
is breathe.
Yes.
But you've
Yes.
had breathe easy since Manila, so now you're just reviving it, making it grow.
Yes.
And
I'm reviving it. But because I was working so much, Nana, that
the restaurant,
I didn't really get to, yeah, I didn't really put enough energy into Breathe Easy. So it's literally like starting from scratch, especially because I'm now in London and my network isn't so big here. So it's right now about building that community and growing the business organically, you know.
yeah, but slowly but surely, but don't stop trying.
Yes.
Diba?
No, no, I'm not gonna stop.
I mean, if you could sell to the Philippines, oh my God, that would be the best. But I know that bringing those
Yeah.
things here is a
I
bit
hope.
hard right now. No?
Hmm.
See, so that's your next thing.
And expensive.
Yeah. So you have like the deodorant now. You have the balms. You have the
Hmm.
toothpaste.
The deodorant, the balms.
But your
No, no
branding,
toothpaste. Just like a really nice lip balm.
but your
Lip
branding is
balm.
super pretty. Your packaging, everything is super nice.
Yay!
Super love it. Super
I'm
duper
so
love
happy you like it.
it. Yeah. That's why you should sell here. If not, I have to go to London just to try. So, diba?
Yeah. Gosh, I wish I could send everyone samples, but in time, we're gonna work towards that.
But you could have a market in Spain and France and
Hmm.
Germany, right?
Yeah, because I'm shipping to the EU now,
Oh, see,
and
I saw people in Spain receiving Breathe Easy, so that's
mhm,
something big, right?
mhm, mhm. It's
Okay,
baby steps.
yeah, baby steps. It's just like Buhay retreats, baby steps. Although I did plan an in-person retreat in December, which I'm super excited about.
That's super good. That's gonna. I hope that it will push through. It will push through.
Actually, I'm almost 99% it's gonna push through because so many people have signed up. And I think number one, people are
Good.
just dying to leave Manila.
Oh my
Dying
gosh,
to
yeah.
leave Manila. And then the facilitator, Prem, is such a fun, energetic guy. He is so, when you see him in person, he's so beautiful. Like you can't stop looking at him.
Mm-mm.
His face, his skin, his legs, and just like, ang ganda mo. But anyway,
Yeah,
but more than that,
yeah.
yeah, more than that, he's just full of good energy. He's so easy to be with. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna stop with these retreats. I think that okay, like my version of my resignation is your version of the restaurant closing in similar ways, diba?
Hmm.
And then we're moving on to our next.
Maybe not as intense, but we have to move on. We have to move on.
Everyone has to move on. I mean,
Yes.
I think this pandemic actually like made a lot of other people move on from shitty things that they'd never liked doing anyway, right? So that's a good thing,
Yes. Yes.
diba?
Yes.
So, okay.
That's true.
Actually, my next question has the word shitty on it. I say, can we agree that it's a shitty time? Regardless whether we agree or not, should we be fighting this new reality or just go with the flow?
Yes, it is a shitty time. I agree that it's a shitty time. Definitely, I don't think we should be wasting our energy on fighting it. I think that we have to focus our energy on more important things. And I think that going with the flow is the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Because the surge capacity, we've already lost so much energy.
Mine's
Why are we
depleted.
gonna waste it on hmm?
Mine's depleted.
Yeah,
Mine's completely
exactly.
depleted already.
So you know we have to focus our energy on really like um filling our filling our reservoirs again, our
Yeah.
inner reservoirs. Because another thing that I watched yesterday was this girl who was saying that the collective energy is yun nga, very depleted. So you can't draw energy from there. You have to draw energy from within yourself.
Yeah.
So as much as possible, you really have to kind of like it's like a tank of gas, right? You have to fill yourself up so that you have the energy you need to fulfill your service to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Well, in a similar message, we have the same healer, right? You know who I'm talking about. Let's just not name her here.
Mm-mm.
And okay,
Yeah.
you're saying that we have to fill up our gas tanks, right? She's saying naman that I have to clean my house. So if this is my
Love it.
house,
She
yeah,
actually said that to me as well. She actually said that to me when I saw her.
she told
Yes.
you that. But it makes sense because I was telling her like, I have issues with some people that are very close to me, right? But you can't change some people anymore. So you have to just clean your own house first and
Mm-mm.
see how that would affect them because our energies
Okay.
can be so heavy and like and all that. So I'm glad I have the time to do this because in my old job, putang ina, my days were like 10-hour days, 12-hour days. I
Mm-mm.
was so tired. I had no time to actually like reflect and be like, oh yeah, my house is so filled with dirt and EPs and whatever. I mean, EPs is,
Mm-mm.
but
Clutter, right? Just
yeah, but now I have the time to do it. I have the time to clean up my house, which is a
mm-mm.
good thing. Then hopefully things get better for everybody
Mm-mm.
and for
It
the
makes a
world.
lot of sense.
And
Yeah.
that healer of ours now was saying that it's much harder for us to do it now because the whole world is like the energy is like just so heavy. So, but if it were
Mm-mm.
another time, it would be much easier for us. But that makes so much sense.
Mm-mm.
So much
It
sense.
does. It does.
Yeah. But speaking of
And
her,
you know what your outside your outer world mirrors what is going on inside. So it really does make a lot of sense, you know.
yeah, she's amazing. I'm supposed to see her soon again. Yeah. Okay, so my question number 11, we already talked about that. We also talked about number 12. But okay, I added a 13th question, which is about Zoom burnout. I mean, I don't know if you're in Zoom a lot because I mean, we're not in the corporate world, diba?
Mm-hmm.
But so many of my
Mm-hmm.
friends are in the corporate world and they're super burned out with Zoom. They're working from like 8 to 8 every day and they don't get to do
On
anything
Zoom.
on Zoom because they work from home.
That is crazy. I didn't realize that some people were working like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
the meetings are on Zoom. They have internal meetings through Zoom. And then maybe they'll have a lunch break and then they'll have a Zoom meeting again all the way till 8 p.m. So they're working 12 hours on Zoom, taking notes, whatever. They're meeting their groups on Zoom. I mean, I don't have to deal with that because I'm not working for a corporation anymore, but I am zoomed out with yoga classes.
Yeah.
I am. I
Okay. Fair enough.
Do you take Zoom classes in yoga or you just self practice?
I took a few in the beginning of the lockdown. I took a few Zoom classes. I think I want to start taking them again because I'm not yet zoomed out. I haven't really spent so much time on Zoom, luckily.
Yeah.
So I think I should start because I was able to kind of cultivate a personal practice, and I had some really good days where I was able to really create a nice seamless flow.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to be guided, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to be guided. I know it's not the same because really what I want is to be able to go to a class and feel that collective energy in the class, you know. You know this, Nana.
You cannot like
It's
feel that
different,
same
right?
energy in Zoom and in person, diba?
It's
So
different. Like, yeah.
I'm super zoomed out with yoga classes, super. But then, I mean, I still do it because I want to build my practice. I want to build my stamina. But then at some point I'm just gonna like go back to one-on-ones in person because this is crazy. I mean, it's not the same.
Mm-mm.
You're alone in your room. You're not really hearing your classmates. You're not. It's so different. I'm so zoomed out, and even the
Yeah.
teachers are zoomed out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But the yoga
Like,
studios in London are open already.
yeah, but the capacity is like um, probably 5 or 6 students.
That's not bad.
So
I mean,
imagine how hard it is. imagine how hard it is to book a class. Even you have to be like, the moment they the moment they release it.
But you have a garden. You can have
The stress of
yoga there.
well, it's not really a garden. It's like a patio, and Paul trains there, so
That's his
it's
space.
fine.
But I mean,
Yeah,
really, maybe 2021, I'm gonna just try to avoid Zoom yoga classes because I'm just like done with it. I mean, okay, I'll still do
yeah,
it, but it's just not the same. It's so not the same.
yep.
And so
It's
many
not the
people
same.
are like,
I agree.
hey, man in Zoom. I'm just like, okay, I'll do it with
It's so weird.
you because you're not
I'll
in
only do it like with a couple of people. Maybe
you.
like a couple of people lang, but a whole group,
It's not the
it's
same.
weird.
Then who plays the music?
Yeah,
Diba?
it's so weird.
I mean, what? There's no
It's
music.
so weird. Yeah,
So someone has to DJ, someone has
yeah.
to play the music. Diba? And it's just
Mm-mm.
not the same.
And the other people can't even hear it. The other people can't even hear it properly. So I don't see what the point is to even play music. It's sad. It's hard to kind of adapt in that way because there's no way you can replace that social environment.
No,
You know,
you cannot.
there's no way where you have a DJ playing and then you have like the atmosphere of the place and you're with your friends and you're drinking together and talking and it cannot be replaced. It cannot be substituted with a Zoom
Yeah.
innuman. No
If
way.
if a good song plays, what? I'm gonna stand up. I'm like dancing here and like wala kang
Yeah,
ka-dance.
it's so
Like, who's beside me?
yeah, it's
Dance.
just so oh god. And that's the saddest part about this whole thing, this whole scene, especially in Manila, where yeah, these scenes are cool because nga everyone knows each other. So going out is like you're seeing your family, right?
Yep.
And yeah, it's now no one knows when it's gonna go back to normal, you know? If it ever will.
Well, it will eventually, but I mean, things are going to be different. Just like after 9/11, diba? Flying was like so different. Now you have to take out your belt, your shoes, your socks. In the beginning, everyone was like so stressed.
Right,
We're
right.
so used to it. So, I mean, I would give it 2 years. 2 years sounds so long, but
Yeah.
it's 2 years. Yeah. Okay. So, last question for this recording, unless you want to add more questions. No, you don't want to add more questions.
What's the last question first?
Okay. The last question is, how would you describe 2020 in a word?
2020 in a word. Can it be 2 words?
Go for it.
I
Go for it. Go for it.
don't know. Like reality check, you know? For me, this is like a big like wake up. Like I don't know. Like a revelation. So many things were revealed, you know, about the world, about ourselves. If we really took that opportunity to kind of look inward and really kind of like investigate um, what's important to us, what we need or what we don't need to survive.
Yeah.
There were a lot of revelations in 2020, and and for me, no matter how dark and negative it was, it's also it was also very enlightening for me, you know, like, the flaws in all the systems around the world were exposed. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people woke up to all of these harsh realities about the governments, you know. And I think that all of this had to happen. It had to happen. And so as much as it was really hard for everybody, I think that it's not for nothing. I think that something good is going to come out of all of this eventually.
My
Yeah.
word for 2020 is transformation.
Love it.
Yeah, transformation, which is, well, you defined it the way I would have defined it, except that you chose two words, reality check, which is fine.
Mhm.
But
Or
yeah,
revelation. Like a revelation. If I were to choose one word, it would be revelation.
yeah,
You know?
transformation. But,
Transformation is nice. That's actually very, very.
but okay, and if you had all the power to create your 2021, how would it look like?
Okay. If I had the power to create my 2021, it would look like I have um, grown, breathe easy,
Yes.
um, to a level where I can start renting my own studio and you know go to that studio every day and work from there and produce my products there. And it's lovely to be working from home, but my goal is to eventually be able to rent my own little studio space so that I can work from there and really have my own little office for Breathe Easy. So
Yeah.
that's one of my goals and one of the things that I want to manifest for 2021. And also, like, to build a community, a following for Breathe Easy, loyal customers that believe in the product. And yeah, I just want to be able to fulfill my service. And I think that Breathe Easy is my service, providing these products, these natural alternatives to people. And I really hope that I'm able to do that more successfully in 2021.
Well, we'll manifest that together because I'd like that for
Yeah.
you to happen also. So my 2021 would be, well, definitely more retreats, in-person retreats to help people, just celebrate wellness in mind, body, and spirit without having to go to the doctor or whatnot, diba? And then finally get my YTT and start teaching and sharing what I like.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
And if we have the cash, we'll go to Rishikesh in October.
To India. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If things work in our favor, then that's
I'm
how
super
our
down.
2021 will end for sure.
Yeah,
So,
I would definitely love to take a course in 2021, a course that I can use to grow, Breathe Easy and inspire what I do.
yeah, like a lot of Ayurvedic stuff, diba?
Yeah. I just want 2021 to be super effortlessly productive because I have gotten to a place where I just feel really confident and really grounded and really inspired. That's what I want to manifest.
You've gotten to that
We
place.
have to manifest.
That's where you wanna go.
Yes. No, I want to get to a place. I want 2021 to be effortlessly productive because I've due to like if I'm able to, which I want to, get to a place where I am inspired and confident and brave, you know? I think you have to be brave to really achieve a certain type of success and,
Yeah.
be willing to take risks, and hopefully we can achieve that in 2021.
Yeah. Actually, you said it perfectly because that's what I want my 2021 to be also. You know,
Right?
diba? I mean,
Mm-mm.
we learned so much now about what we want to do with our lives this year. So let's just make it happen in 2021.
Yeah.
Diba?
And really apply everything that we've learned. And I also feel that 2020 has been about discovering the how do you call this? Covering your loopholes and learning about the possible problems that you might encounter and learning how to overcome them so you don't repeat them again,
Yeah.
and hopefully, right? So
So
that
we
so
were
that
given time
20
to be aware and conscious about them, right?
yes, yes, to discover them, to be aware about them, and then moving forward, life just becomes more seamless and effortless, and
Well,
graceful.
well, that is the wish. That is the hope for 2021.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
I think it's safe to say that surge capacity was good for us, you know, for the first 3 months. Because I think that's how humans cope, right? But then we were conscious enough to realize, okay, we're done. Let's move forward and let's not get stuck. Let's not get stuck. So,
mhm.
yeah. So let's hope
Yes.
that our listeners and our community read the article and see how it resonates with them because it super resonated with me big time, big time.
Yes. And I think that it's a really helpful article to read to know that, you're not alone in feeling what you're feeling. And it's not, everyone is feeling it to a certain extent. And it's comforting to know that you're not the only one feeling this way. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're gonna share that article with everyone in the Buhay community, and hopefully, maybe in November, we can have another event with everyone who just wants to share their experience from this
Mm-hmm.
past year, diba? Because I'm sure we're gonna hear experiences that are worse than ours, because we're
Oh,
practically
yeah.
our experience is actually okay. I mean, I've gone through weird personal stuff, and yours was more last year, no?
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people have more to share and we can learn from each other. And just, like
Yeah.
just snap out of this crazy time that we're in. So, diba?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Andy.
Thank you so much for having me, Nana. Thank you for having me on this lovely Buhay retreat talk. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'll see you.